Welcome back, detectives, to some more ABC murders. In the last episode, we rudely kept whoever's on the other line waiting, so it's finally time to pick up the phone here. Let's go.
I have some news from Churston. Bad news, I'm afraid. Sir Carmichael Clark was murdered while out on his evening walk.
Sir Carmichael Clark. The name is familiar to me.
He was a famous throat specialist, one of the best in London. A wealthy man, he retired to Combside, a beautiful house by the sea. He collected antiques.
Are you going there?
Yes, let's meet on the train. The victim is called Sir Carmichael Clark, one of the best throat specialists in London. The body was still warm when we found it. If we'd been warned earlier, we definitely could have saved him.
It appears that the murderer made a mistake when he wrote his letter.
A mistake? Lucky for him.
And what if he did it on purpose?
No. He's defined his madcap rules and he's sticking to them. It's a matter of pride for him. Shall we go up to the house, Poirot?
You go, my friend. I will come soon.
So we have a third murder on our hands, and this one looks to be a lot more violent than the previous two. Let me begin by examining some things around here.
This place is very calming.
Yes, it is. Rabbit hole. Some stones.
The site is exceptional. It is easy to imagine that Sir Carmichael used to enjoy stopping here every evening.
I think there was something here that I can look at. Let's see.
The body is just in front of a bush. One of the only bushes in the surrounding area.
Right in front of a bush. I wonder if that's significant at all.
The vegetation behind the bush has been trampled.
Ah, so maybe the killer was waiting behind the bush. Maybe? Maybe that's what they're trying to get at here? Let me look at this tarp.
Jap has emptied the victim's pockets and has laid out their contents on this piece of wax cloth. A signet ring, very probably with the Clark family's coat of arms.
Alright, what else do we have? Wallet.
Nothing appears to be missing from this wallet.
So again, robbery, not the motive here. That's the same case as the first two murders.
An oriental dragon. It's an old piece, much older than the pocket watch on which it was fastened.
And what is this here? Key, nice.
It is pointless.
What's pointless? I don't get it. How are keys pointless? Keys are never pointless in games. Let's examine the murder. Wow, that one's pretty gruesome. Let me start with the ABC guide here.
An ABC guide. The murderer's customary signature, covered in blood this time.
Let's see.
Apart from the wound to the throat, the body is untouched. No cuts, no bruises.
Looks like he had his throat cut.
Sir Carmichael's throat was cut. It's a clean incision, a professional murder.
And the blood splattered everywhere
The
here.
gravel on the path has been sprayed with blood that covers a conical-shaped area, which starts at the body and becomes wider as it moves further from the bush. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Alright, let's answer some questions. We need to figure out what happened here today. What was Sir Carmichael's position when he was killed? Huh. There's a wound with a clear outline. I guess that kind of answers the question. His throat was slit. Let's see what else we might have here. The zone soiled of blood covers a conical shape which extends away from the bush. That would definitely explain that he was killed facing away from the bush, I believe. I think that kind of makes sense. I don't think the ring is significant for this question. The body was found in front of the only bush. So yeah, that would answer it. So he had his back to the bush.
Sir Carmichael had his back to the bush when the killer cut the throat from behind. A fatal blow that sprayed blood over a range of more than 1 meter. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
So the new question here is, did Sir Carmichael see his murderer? No, because he was hiding behind the bush and he faced away from it, so I don't think he was. The victim had his back to the bush. The victim only has 1 wound. I don't know if that necessarily answers it, but I think so. Because it suggests that he was attacked in stealth, did not put up a fight or anything like that. And the trampled grass, that would definitely explain it. So he died without seeing anyone.
Have you finished, Poirot?
Chief Inspector, many questions remain unanswered, but I am certain of one thing.
Killer is definitely an opportunist.
The killer is a daring opportunist. He met Sir Carmichael at nightfall on this deserted path and took advantage of the situation.
Impossible. You forget the trampled grass behind the bush.
Ah, c'est vrai. It proved that he was waiting for his victim.
Quite right. He must have known Sir Carmichael's movements well to plan such an attack.
Whoops, that was definitely the wrong answer. I didn't mean it to be answered like that, but... whatever.
The murderer struck with terrible savagery.
Yes, blood flowed. It's the first time he's attacked a man. He armed himself accordingly.
Have you spoken to the victim's family, Chief Inspector?
I've spoken to the brother, Franklin Clark. I didn't get much out of him. He's yours. I must get the body removed.
I didn't think the opportunist answer would have turned out like that. So let's go ahead and go up to the estate. And let's see what we can find here. I love these little English manners.
To be honest, this inspector seems rather obtuse. I'm counting on your friend Poirot to catch my brother's murderer. Ah, here he is now. Please, Mr. Poirot. Mr. Poirot, this is my brother's secretary, Miss Thora Gray.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. Poirot. Would you like some tea?
No, thank you, mademoiselle. I find it hard to digest.
So let me inspect some of these people.
There is something very viril about him.
He just looks odd. So he's got a well-fastened necktie. Man, I don't know. What else?
There is something very viril about him.
I honestly don't know. There we go.
Franklin Clark is an adventurer, the sort of man that women like.
Okay. Sure, if you want to make those conclusions. Let me inspect this lady now.
There is something elegant about her.
This Bruce right here. He's got makeup. And what else? I guess her shirt's nice.
She has good taste, except perhaps in her choice of jewelry.
Please excuse me, I have to take care of Lady Clark.
So let me speak with this guy, I suppose.
My brother's wife is gravely ill. You will probably want to question her, but I fear that it won't be possible today.
So I'll be understanding. I don't want to come off as accusatory right away.
Of course, I understand. Someone set a trap for your brother. Who was familiar with his habits?
Everybody knew he took his evening walk at 8:30, and that he always followed the same path.
So Thora must be a suspect at this point.
Everybody, including Miss Grey?
What are you insinuating? Thor would never. I mean, Miss Grey is above all suspicion. You're quite wrong, I'm absolutely certain.
What were you doing last night?
After dinner, I went to my bedroom. At 11 in the evening, the telephone rang. It was the police. I went to look for my brother.
So I guess I'll ask what his favorite book is. I want to break the ice a little.
Was it your favorite novel?
The Railway Children by Edith Nesbit. I know it's a children's book, but it's enthralling.
So it was you who found the body.
Yes, along with the gardener.
Have you seen any strangers around the house recently?
No. As far as I know, nobody has been near the house.
Miss Clark.
Oh, Lady Clark must have fallen from her chair. I have to help Miss Grey get her up.
Hastings, while our host is gone, let's examine the drawing room.
But, Poirot, a gentleman shouldn't...
I take full responsibility. All you have to do is to leave the drawing room door ajar and let me know if anyone is coming.
Alright, let's start over here on this table. See what we can find.
It is an emperor. His place at the center of the table is probably symbolic.
It's like a dragon emperor. Alright. Whoa, my mouse is freaking. What is this thing?
A turtle.
Turtle, okay. Let me look at all of these.
A dragon. A crane?
I don't know what's so confusing about that. Why is that a question and not a statement?
A tiger.
And there's this teapot here.
Dragon, dragon, dragon. Sir Carmichael showed himself to be very consistent in his collection's theme.
And then what is this? Comside Private Collection, purchases since 1920.
Comside's private collection, purchases since 1920. The catalogue for Sir Carmichael Clark's collection.
I wish I could look inside of it. That would be helpful. Let me look at some of these things.
There are some very valuable objects here.
Yeah, indeed they do. It looks like. What is this?
The interior is richly decorated.
Yeah, so there's some tapestry. Dragon. And what else? What am I looking for here?
Dragon, dragon, Dragon. Sir Carmichael showed himself to be very consistent in his collection's theme.
Alright, and... let me see, what is going on here?
It's locked.
Right, that's locked. I can't open it for now. Maybe I can find a key somewhere. Guess let's go in here and see what we can find. So I want to look at this book.
Cardinal points. This book could maybe help me. Each cardinal point is associated with one animal and one color. In the middle sits the imperial dragon, and out of respect, all the others are turned towards him.
Okay, so there's a dragon here. Some weird colors. Red, blue, white, black, yellow corners, yellow border. Okay.
Turtle, the dragon, the crane, and the tiger. I think I've already seen this motif somewhere.
Yes, on the table. Okay. So let's move this. How do we do this? So we want red at the top, black on the bottom, and I think blue and white. Oh, this is confusing. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. No, we need to figure this out. We need red on top. Like that. Blue, black, white. So we need to change. Right? No, because I think white's on the right and then black is on the bottom. If we can make that work, that would be great. So I would have to switch this again. This is gonna be tricky, man. This puzzle's gonna be tricky. Alright, hold on. First things first, I just want to double check. Yeah, so red on top. Red, blue, white, black. Okay, so I was right, I just have to do it. So let's try to figure this out. Red, blue, and then we need white here. Well, I guess we have it like this, but then we need black. So this works. Now I gotta change the top ones. To that. And this. There we go. And now I gotta change like the animals. Question is, how do I move them? Ah, there we go. So I think the crane is on top.
The position of each motif is correct, but they are not turned the same way as on the table.
So they all have to be facing the dragon, so all the dots have to be pointing towards the dragon.
The position of each motif is correct.
I know. Dude, you already said that. There we go. We'll move that. Like this. And like that.
I think I heard a bang. Could it be this cupboard? This is interesting.
Nice. Look at this, there's a knife missing.
These daggers are only ceremonial weapons. I do not think that the crime weapon is here.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a missing knife. That seems relevant to me.
Ernest Logan, MD, Brighton Cancer Institute, 201 Dusk Road, Brighton, Sussex. To Sir Carmichael Clark, MD, ComSci Churston, Devon. Brighton, 1935, January the 5th. As a man of science, I owe it to you to be completely frank. Lady Clark, your wife is suffering from a generalized terminal cancer. I confess I didn't suspect anything like that during the first exams. But with the test results I have received today, there is unfortunately no place for doubt. I estimate that Lady Clark's life expectancy is no more than 1 year. Hospitalization would not help in her case, so I advise you to keep her at home and provide her with as much morphine as required to ease her last moments. Yours sincerely, Ernest Logan.
So that's quite sad.
Here's Miss Gray.
Sorry to keep you waiting. Lady Clark's condition requires regular care. I believe you want to ask me a few questions.
Indeed, mademoiselle. This porcelain is remarkable. Is it old?
It's about 3 centuries old, I believe. Wait, let me find the reference.
Alright, let me examine her while she's looking at the book.
She appears to be very flustered.
Her mascara's running, maybe she was crying. Partially removed lipstick, oh my gosh, we have got a scandal.
She's unable to hide her emotion, and her makeup has been disturbed. I think that this young woman has just been kissed.
My god.
Here? Teapot with black dragon, Gangxi period, end of the 17th century. It is a rare piece with unusual colors.
You have a good knowledge of art history.
Acquired while working with Sir Carmichael. I used to help him manage his collection and choose his new acquisitions.
Alright, let's see. Guess I'll ask if he ever gave her gifts.
And sometimes, he used to give you a piece as a gift. Is that right?
Gift? What do you mean?
So, the brooch that she was wearing earlier, but she doesn't have it anymore.
I am referring to your brooch.
This old brooch?
Mademoiselle, you know perfectly well. I am talking about the magnificent brooch you were wearing earlier.
Yes, you're right. Sir Carmichael did give it to me. He valued my work. How could I refuse? He would have been offended.
So, wonder if it annoyed his wife.
You took it off because of Lady Clark, am I right?
Indeed. Lady Clark does not like this jewel. Why upset someone who is so gravely ill?
Wonder if she was jealous. Maybe she had a motive.
I see. Maybe Lady Clark is a little jealous.
Mr. Poirot, do not be mistaken. There was nothing going on between Sir Carmichael Clark and myself. It's just... how should I say? Well, Lady Clark is very suspicious. Insanely suspicious. Wearing this old brooch in front of her would have caused her unnecessary suffering. Don't you think?
I am not blaming you, mademoiselle. Have you seen any strangers hanging around in the past few days?
No. Nobody has been near Comside.
Let me ask her story.
Tell me what happened last night.
After dinner? Well, I did some sewing and then I went to bed. I was woken by the telephone at 11. I heard Franklin Clark speaking with the gardener. They left with some lanterns and they found the body.
Wonder if she's in a relationship with him because of the kiss.
Am I right thinking that something is going on between you and Franklin?
How dare you ask me such a question?
She's pretty pissed, so I don't necessarily want to accuse her at this point. I think I'll just ask her instead.
Mademoiselle, it is difficult to hide things from me. He kissed you earlier, did he not?
My goodness, with Sir Carmichael's death, I was feeling so awful, so worried. I was unable to resist.
I I am not judging you, mademoiselle.
Miss Grey, if I may be so bold, please do not take offence. My friend has rather unusual methods, but all he wants is to find the murderer.
Yes, I understand. I must rest. Please excuse me.
Earlier, you asked me to watch the living room door for you. I don't wish to be indiscreet, but sometimes a gentleman stumbles upon a secret without intending to.
That is sometimes the case.
And I saw Franklin Clark kissing Miss Grey at the foot of the stairs.
Do you think this is a common occurrence?
No, I saw emotion, intensity. I think it was their first kiss.
Well done, mon ami. Well spotted.
However, I don't think I completely understand this business. Why did Sir Carmichael not defend himself? He appeared to have been active and strong.
The murderer did not give him a chance. Let us try and reconstruct the scene.
Wow, already doing the reconstruction, so this was a pretty quick little chapter here. Getting it done in one video. So let's figure out what happened.
Sir Clark is taking his customary walk. Our killer is hiding behind a bush.
So I definitely have to wait until he's past the bush.
The old man walks quietly along the gravel path.
So... oh yeah, because there was that scenic thing here, so he's gonna stop to admire.
Then he turns towards the sea to gaze at it.
And then... I'm not gonna go around the bush, I'm gonna attack from the right.
The killer leaves his hiding place on the right-hand side. He approaches silently over the grass.
And slits his throat.
Then he throws himself on his prey and cuts the poor man's throat. He then lays down the ABC before leaving. Everything appears to match the crime scene, mon cher Hastings. That is exactly what happened.
That was a very quick chapter. I wonder where this is going to take us next.
Oh, just a minute. I'm getting dressed.
Mr. Kirst, have you recently returned from Churston?
Yes. Indeed I have.
Have you seen the papers? And to think that you might have rubbed shoulders with the killer. Imagine that. Mr. Kirst, are you all right? You don't seem well.
My apologies. My throat is burning and my head feels heavy. It's ever since the war, you know. Since my injury, my head has never been the same.
Ah, Act 2 plot twist. Did you notice his name? Alexander Bonaparte Cust, ABC. Now we just gotta find that guy.
Poirot, it's a pleasure to be with you again after all these years. I looked for a gift to thank you, and I found this propelling pencil.
An authentic collector's item. You spoil me, mon ami.
And you more so by sharing investigations.
Do not underestimate the help you are to me, Hastings. Intellect is not everything. There is also goodwill, and you are not short of that. Later, I will ask you to help me tidy up the room and bring some chairs. Our guest will be here soon.
Ah, is Thora Grey coming?
Naturally. She is a fascinating young woman, n'est-ce pas?
Oh, come on, Poirot. I'm a married man. And Miss Grey has already been courted by Franklin Clark. Poirot, our guests will be here soon. We must prepare ourselves.
Alright,
I
looks
should
like...
take advantage of the silence to examine them.
Looks like we have a ton of our witnesses here. Have a modifiable object. So it's gonna be time to question them again, I think, and maybe try to connect the dots of all these murders. We're gonna do that in the next episode, though. So I hope you guys are enjoying the series, and I'll see you on the next episode. Thanks again for watching.